Hi there, how are you today? Okay, let's see what the overall energy, overall message is. 2 cards, please. Right, okay. Okay, this is interesting. Your ex is looking for clarity about you. Okay, so with these 2 cards, I feel today what's going on initially is that your ex is talking to one of their peers, one of their friends, okay, about you. They want some clarity. I'm going to have a look at what they want to know. You know, are they thinking about coming forward? Are they just interested in what you're doing? But they're definitely talking to a member of their peer group, possibly a close friend, maybe a family member, about you, okay? There has been a third party influence here, okay, whether that is a romantic third party or possibly family, friends, you know, the usual culprits, unfortunately. I feel as well that your ex wants to speak some truth to you, and I think it's going to surprise you. I'm hearing that it's going to shock you, and I feel that they genuinely do care about you still, okay, but they're holding back for some reason. They're not coming forward. All right, could be to do with the third party, but let's go a bit deeper. All right, let's get into this. Just while I'm shuffling there, like I said, main thing is I hope you're okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of this video. The links are below in the description box to the website. Everything's on there. Okay, let's have a look. What's going on here? Family. So there's a family energy. There's something to do with family that's been going on here. Could be a family member they're talking to, as I said a few minutes ago. It's definitely a third party, but I feel it was a third party influence that didn't help the cause with you two. Some interference, okay. I think we've got to the bottom of this already within the first few minutes. Okay, they want to try again. They want to start over. All right. What's his family? What's going on with this family? Somebody's jealous of your connection. Okay, you and your ex were very close. Whether you go for twin flame or not, but you were very close. And I also feel in your energy that you showed them a different way. I'm hearing you showed them a different way, but they couldn't match it. Okay, but yeah, they feel that you're their twin flame. They're very lonely, okay. They've definitely withdrawn. Now, I'm going to have a look at what they might do, but also possibly I'm interested as to what they're saying to this friend. I feel that they're just very nervous. I feel there's a lot of tears on their part because this card's come out broken. They're shattered, okay. Destroyed, heartbroken, but I feel they did this to you. What happened with this family, please? What went on with the family, or the interference? What was going on there, please? Yes, okay, I think you felt pushed out of something. Okay, there was definitely here with this card something to do with families. It's the Four of Wands, okay, but in the negative, I feel that either the group was pushing you out, or you never felt part of, or you didn't feel included, okay? There's also an element of unhappy families here. Or I'm hearing that this family was a little bit dysfunctional, but no one was actually admitting it, okay? I feel that your ex would like to pull away from whatever third party situation they've got going now. What's going down now? Anything else on this family? I'm being asked to go deeper. Yeah, there's a member within this group your ex was in who could be an air sign, okay. They were quite tactless, quite hurtful, rude, spiteful. They definitely interfered, and they caused a lot of drama, okay? This person was almost against you and your ex in some way with regard to some plans. Was it a move? But definitely against you in some way with some plans. Air sign energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, very tactless. Very, very tactless. You know, the sort of person that comes out with stuff and you're sitting there thinking, I can't actually believe you're saying that. All right. So that person's in there. Okay. Anything else on this situation, this family? Right. Yeah. 2 members. So we've got an air sign, I've got an earth sign as well, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, another person. So there were quite a few people involved in some shape or form who, when you and your ex had problems, did not help the matter. Okay. Now this other person I feel is very stubborn, and also greedy. There was a greedy person connected into you and your ex who caused some issues. Right, let's have a look at your ex's environment now, where they are now. I can see they're heartbroken, they want to start over, they want a new beginning. Yeah, they've come up in the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. So basically, whatever new start they made, they've now got a lack of independence. It's almost like they're depending on someone, or the situation they've got them in has clipped their wings. They're feeling quite frustrated, possibly bored. They haven't got the security that they wanted. And I feel, unfortunately, your ex at times did not finish what they started. So I feel your ex was very capable. I feel that they had the skills, but they almost left a trail of half-finished projects, or you'd get so far with something, but then I'm just feeling that these other people, okay, there was too many cooks in the kitchen. So now your ex is in the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and again the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse means, you know, in the upright it's independence. It's kind of a card of being happy on your own. They're not happy, okay? And they've also come out just as the King of Wands in the reverse. So I feel with you they lied. They were pretty devious at times, massive ego. And I think when your relationship ended, their main focus was their own self-promotion, all right? But it hasn't worked out because they're in the reverse. So now they're trying to work out how they can move on and move into the energy almost of, can they speak to you? Can they speak to you? So no, they're not really in a particularly good place. Bottom of the deck with them, or top of the deck, is Chariot of reverse. So they are very restricted at the moment. They're spinning their wheels. They're looking back at the decision they made to end your relationship. Whatever they were going ahead with, full force, has come to a grinding halt. But you know, the King of Wands and the Chariot in reverse, it tells me that at the time when your relationship ended, they were very much about themselves, their own self-promotion, their own selfishness. You know, it kind of speaks of someone who will use people to get where they want to be. You know, social climate energy, just as a metaphor, okay? That they will use somebody else to get to where they want to, but it's not worked out, okay? They've got a lot of obstacles going on in their life at the moment, and they have absolutely zero direction. Zero direction. As much as they'd like to come forward, I feel with the Chariot in the reverse and also the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, they are very blocked at the moment. Okay, it's almost like they don't have the tools, the money, whatever it is, whatever you need to actually move forward. One more on their environment, please. Three of Swords. So there is definitely a third party influence, as I said earlier, who is still in the picture. However, that card's come up in the environment as the energy whenever you see this, whenever you pick this reading up, that it's not working. Okay, simply it's not working. You know, it is disappointing, there's pain, there's sorrow. I feel your person has some, if not physical tears, I feel they're crying over losing you. Right, let me see what else they'd like to say. Let's have a look at what else they'd like to say. I just saw you're always on my mind. What else would they like to say, please? I'm sorry I hurt you. I didn't realise what I had until it was gone. Yeah. So this friend they're talking to, I'm going to go and have a quick peek at that in a minute. I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. Okay. I regret what I did to you. So there's a lot of regret. I realise all the mistakes I've made. Let me see what they're saying to their friend. What are they trying to achieve by coming to a friend? Okay, right. I'll tell you exactly why they're talking to a friend here. Why can't I tell you the truth? Either you've blocked them or they're just too scared. You know, they're just too scared here to actually even speak to you, unfortunately. So the reason they're talking to this friend, I feel today, is because they're hoping that they can tell this friend all of these messages, and the friend or the person will come forward and tell you. Okay. Anything else they'd like to say to you? It's dark without you. These feelings are eating me alive. Why do I feel this way? Yeah, they didn't expect to, you know. They didn't expect to, because anyone who's kind of King of Wands, even on a good day, is quite, they're very confident and they are a bit of a flirt and they're very passionate. But when they're in the reverse, they're really very selfish, very egotistical. And someone who's in that energy doesn't normally think that when they leave you or left you and went to another situation, whatever it was, that they would actually ever feel all of this for you. Well, karma has bit them in the backside, because I feel with this card, you know, I'm watching your socials. I've been admiring you. I'm watching your socials, or they're looking through old pictures. All right. They're looking through old pictures. So expect in the next 3 months some friend or some person you know is going to speak to you about this. Okay, I don't feel your ex themselves are going to actually contact you. I don't feel it. Okay, I don't, I'm just really not getting that at all. Let me get a message for you. Yeah, when this happens, right, take time to breathe out. Take time. Okay? Yeah, because you've had to work through a lot of fears that this relationship brought up. You've had a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety and a lot of problems that weren't yours. It's almost like this person, it was very, you didn't see it coming. Okay, you didn't see this coming. Yeah, you're being asked to meditate and contemplate. All right, now also I've got Scorpio and Pisces here, if that's relevant. But what you know, the message today is this friend, whoever it is going to come in at some point and tell you how your ex really feels. But you're being asked just take a step back, okay? You don't have to make any decisions, you don't have to rush in, you know. And with the Chariot in the reverse, I'm just hearing, that's their energy. I feel you're behind the steering wheel now, okay? You're the one that's in charge of your own destiny here. And, you know, this ex of yours isn't in a particularly good place. You know, King of Wands again, I'll say it reverse. It is self-promotion. And that, the Chariot is not a love card per se. For me, it can obviously mean moving house, travelling, and it can mean success. But for me in love, it generally comes out when someone can be moving on to another situation because they feel the lights are brighter, or they're going to get more social recognition, okay? Social climate. You're in the driving seat now, okay? Not your ex. So you do get to choose. Let's just see if we can get anything else. Yeah. Appointment. Right. Yes, interesting. This friend, whoever it is, this other person, is going to ask if you would be willing to meet up with your ex, but the central energy I've got here is time to say goodbye, farewell, okay? I think the ex is going to want to know if you know, it's the eternal loyalty card. Well, I think your loyalty possibly has run out here. But really that is what I'm getting today. That's what they're going to come back with. That's what they're going to try. I just want to see, let's see if we can find out any characteristics on the friend, even if it's just their astro sign. Yeah, friend, Six of Cups. It's somebody from your past. Obviously it's someone from your past, but I would say it's either a family friend, somebody from your hometown. It could definitely be a family member, okay, a cousin, something, but someone that you've had something to do with. It's not a new friend of theirs, okay? It's someone that you both had a close connection with. I'm getting hometown, I'm getting family with the Six of Cups. It could even be somebody's child, okay? Could be a water sign as well. And they're going to come in because this is your ex, Five of Cups, all right? Very upset, very disappointed, very, I think actually a little bit obsessed with you. Looking at that card, I feel they are a little bit obsessed. I think the situation they're in now is just going to break down. You know, Three of Swords, it's not going to work. Yeah, the devil. The devil's there. Be careful. Be careful. Few reasons. A, you know, your ex could be a little bit obsessed with you, but there is still an element of toxicity there. You know, the devil can be really toxic, but sometimes it can just be two people who do have a bond, but quite often it's a bit of a trauma bond. Exciting, don't get me wrong, but a little bit of a trauma bond going down there. So, and also the devil, and I'm going to say it because that's come out already, is all about someone who's quite materialistic. Can represent Capricorn energy as well, but the devil is very ego driven, getting what you want, trampling over everybody else to get to the front of the bread queue, if you know what I mean. Don't give a damn. Chariot again. So that's your reading today. I hope it gives you a bit of a heads up. Take your time, but always remember, you are amazing just the way you are. You're worthy just the way you are. You don't have to change. You don't have to entertain this, okay? And what you find happens is the more you love yourself, the better you will feel about yourself. Flip side is you do tend to get the exes coming back in because they can sense the shift in your energy. But you are amazing just the way you are. Look after you. Always put yourself first, and remember, no is a complete sentence. Okay, I love you very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.